Again, the big play man has been Ron C. on the pass, picking up the first downs to keep the drive alive.
Lebanon ran the 4-wide package, one back. Ron was in the slot. John Bryan, they ran him on the slant. He didn't make it by much, but just enough.
That's all it takes, Tommy, is just enough, and we'll take it. You know, the play before that was an audible. Pitt picked something up, looked over and pointed at Ron and gave him a hand signal, and the slant was there. So obviously it's open across the middle.
Here's the Blue Devils in that unbalanced line again, and they give it to that fullback Reeves, and he blasts inside the 10 to the 9. Near the 8-yard line goes Brian Reeves on a 3 or 4 yard carry.
Gallatin's coaching staff desperately trying to get their defense to shift. Lebanon unbalanced to the left. They're waving, scoot over, slide over a man. Gallatin has not adjusted to the shift, and we've got them outnumbered at the point of attack.
Tommy, they're feverishly tapering this big tackle's hand down here, trying to get him back in the football game. They're really working on him. Here come the Blue Devils again in that unbalanced line. 2nd down, 6 for the Blue. And this time they give it to Stafford, and Stafford blasts in there inside the 5 to maybe the 4-yard line. He's close, but maybe a yard shy of the first down. It'll bring up 3rd and 1, a long one, 3rd and 2 for the Blue Devils at the 5.
Well, you're in a great situation down here so close. 2 plays to pick up the yardage for a first down. You can get a first without scoring. Lebanon in that robust I backfield with Ryan Alds and Brian Reeves as your 2 fullbacks. Stafford dots the I.
A big score here would be big for the Blue Devils. Here's Pitt straight ahead, and the quarterback takes it in, just drives those legs.
Touchdown.
And runs over everybody. Touchdown, Lebanon.
Man, oh man, if you're sitting at home tonight and not able to be here, you are missing one tremendous offensive execution by Lebanon High School. They have blocked them tonight so far. I don't want to jinx them. John, down to you.
Thank you, Tommy. Once again, Jeff Gannon in to the long snap. Todd Tresser a hold. Zachary to kick. Let's hope we see this bunch a lot more tonight. The kick is up, and again, Zachary nails it. 21-0. 4 minutes, 36 seconds to go in this half.
Back at Gallatin High School, Lebanon, 3 possessions, 3 touchdowns. They go 74 yards, 9 plays. Damon Pitt with the touchdown. Kyle Zachary with the extra point. 4:36 left in the first half. Lebanon 21-0.
And here's Zachary squibbling, kicking. Gallatin had to fall on it because they were in danger of Lebanon recovering it down at the Gallatin 39-yard line. Blue Devils were all around down there. Number 47 for the Blue Devil, Will Hager, was down there. Joe Pereira, 46 is Hager, 47 is Pereira, but Pereira was there. And a couple more Blue Devils, Tommy, they had to get on that football.
That reminds me of last year when Zachary would just pick out a lineman and the former soccer player would just nail him with a football, and we'd try to get the carom.
All right, Gallatin now with double wideouts. They're using 11 in formation, and Brooks back to throw, fires to the near side, and he is hit. Carter caught it at the 46 and really dotted by Damon Pitt, who really put a jarring tackle on Carter after an 8-yard pass play.
They ran a little quick curl to Carter, their leading receiver. In fact, he's caught 17 passes. As a team, they've only completed 31 passes so far this year.
Carter goes to the wide side now, the far side of the field. Gallatin moving from your right to left. 2nd down, 3 for the wave. And they give it to Rob, and Rob tries to bounce out. The Brooks going to keep it. And hanging on, the shirt tail was C till help arrived. And that was Kelly. It was the linebacker, and Pitt was there. And the linebacker, who am I trying to say? Tommy, I can't remember. He's been out a couple of weeks.
Lucas.
Lucas, the linebacker, was there. They were all there, and they get him for a 2-yard gain. It's 3rd and 1, Gallatin. No to the football at the Gallatin 48-yard line, and they come this time with double wideouts. Carter to the far side, and Curtin to the near side. Brooks calls him. Long count. And Brooks goes back, wants to throw. Fires long. Carter's there. It is caught by Carter and knocked down. Caught it at the 20, crosses the 15, down to the 5, maybe the 4-yard line. Tressler makes a game-saving tackle. And this Carter, some kind of receiver. The ball was batted around, and he caught it the second time it hit his hands.
Pretty good throw by the quarterback, Charlie Brooks, as he kind of comes 3/4 or sidearm and flips it way upfield for the completion. Tressler isolated in man coverage turns, and there's a tipping going on. John, what's the line of scrimmage down there quickly?
Tommy, it's going to be just out the 5-yard line on the 6.
Gallatin moves, and they're going to let him sit again, and Lebanon didn't make contact, so they give it to Robb, and Robb's down near the goal line. Touchdown Gallatin, Amira Robb.
Rogan started in motion ahead of the count, and because you are allowed to have somebody in motion at the snap, he started in motion, came back, and settled himself. So Gallatin on the board. Donahoe to attempt the PAT. John, you've got the call.
Brian Lovell in to handle the snap. The long snapper will be Chris Weaver. Ashley Donahoe to attempt the point after. Gallatin's first score of the game comes with about 2:27 to go in the half. The kick is up, and it is good. The score now, Gallatin 7, Lebanon 21. This sideline report is brought to you by
Lebanon leads 21-7. Lebanon's going to get the football back, and our offense has played superbly tonight. We've scored on each of our first 3 possessions. Terry, what about that scoring drive for the Wave?
Tommy, Gallatin goes 61 yards, 4 plays. Amira Robb with the touchdown, a 5-yard touchdown run. Donahoe adds the extra point. It's 21-7, 2:27 left in the half.
Gallatin will kick. Donahoe will kick it off. Zachary deep for Lebanon. It's going to be long and deep, and it's going to be taken to Stafford, the up man, to the 15. Stafford at the 20, out to the 25, rolls over the 30 to the 31-yard line. Chris Stafford on the kickoff return, and Lebanon, again, will be in pretty good field position at their own 31.
John, any update on Chris Stafford? I see him out there, and he stays on the field. You mentioned he took a pop on a hit. Any update on that?
He told me he's feeling fine now, Tommy. I think what Coach Bob Diller was doing out there talking to the White Hat was that the quarterback was already up under center, then came out. Unless he calls timeout, that's supposed to be a flag.
All right, Lebanon will have it. 3 wideouts. Hankins, Carson. They give it to the fullback, and he's hit after about a 2-yard gain this time. Gallatin has finally figured out that play, and this time they really rack Reeves, the fullback, but he gained a yard, maybe nearly 2. Call it a yard gain, make it 2nd and 9 for the Blue Devils with 1:45. And Lebanon may be content to try to get out of here at halftime with that 21-7 lead. That last touchdown we scored was big, guys.
And Bernard Rogan is over here getting some work done on his eye. Gallatin's fullback linebacker is out.
All right, back to throw is Pitt. Got some time. Fires long, and here's no good. Almost intercepted, and they almost tipped it into the hands of Ron C. down at the Gallatin 45. He had a dive for it. But Gallatin had a man down there, which was Justin Strong. He also dove for the ball. Neither could get to it, but a great defensive play by the Gallatin corner over there kept Ron C. from having a big game.
Once again, Lebanon pumping on the out and turning Ron C. downfield. Lebanon going for the big play right here at the end of the first half.
1:23 remaining. It's 3rd down 9 for the Blue Devils from their own 32-yard line. Pitt makes a call, pitch back to Stafford, far side. Stafford got a block, moves over the 35 to the 36-yard line. And now Gallatin wants timeout as they want to get the football back because they want to throw some more to Brooks because they've had a lot of success for that. Lebanon will be 4th down from their own 37-yard line and will have to kick the football away.
And Gallatin stopping the clock, 1:11 to go in the first half. And as I mentioned earlier, Rogan over here on the sideline, I don't know if he's got contact lenses or picked up some dirt in that eye. They are wiping his eyes out. They were flooding the eyes with some fluids. And Gallatin has had some people over here getting some medical attention. And Rogan is a big part of what they try to do offensively with his blocking from the fullback spot. And, fellas, he's still kind of slow over there on that sideline. And if you've got an eye problem, you can't play.
Rogan is not only a big part, Rogan is big.
Oh, absolutely.
About
big,
6 foot and 230 pounds.
Big,
he is some kind of horse.
Big, strong, soft junior back. Up to kick it for Lebanon is Tressler. Brooks and Carter go to return for the Green Wave.
All right, Lebanon will have to kick it away. Here's the snap. Tressler got plenty of time. Beautiful kick by Tressler. Gallatin retreating. Brooks makes it, turns it at the 20, call for a fair catch, and now runs it, and that should be a penalty.
That's got to be a penalty, and Bob Diller just broke the record for the 20-yard sprint.
And I don't see a flag, and you don't either. And they're not going to penalize him, but that is a penalty when you call for the fair catch and run with the football.
Well, we've had it done to us. Our kids have made that mistake and got the flag thrown. Bob Dillard vehemently arguing. He's out almost
now
to the
they
hash.
throw it.
Here it comes.
And they would never have thrown it had not Bob Dillard come out and done his thing.
That's right. Bob Dillard taking up for his Blue Devils, and technically you call that a delay of game because you've called the fair catch, then you take off and run with it. 5 yards will back it up. Terry Stafford, great kick by Tressler.
Great punt by Tressler. The line of scrimmage was 11-37. The fair catch was at the Gallatin 21. That's 42 yards by Tressler. You tack on the 5-yard penalty. Gallatin on their own 16.
Boys, I'll tell you what, and in all seriousness, they'd have never got the call had not Bob Dillard come out on the field and done his thing. They had no intention of calling it. Gallatin will have it, and they're going to throw 4 receivers out for the way from their own 15-yard line. No, they give it to the fullback, and he gets nothing. Lebanon drops him at the 16. Carrying the ball is D. Marshall.
They've got the backup fullback, Rogan, not in the football game. So Gallatin in the wide package with the backup fullback.
2nd down, 9 for Gallatin. Less than a minute to play, and Brooks is back to throw. Brooks firing over the middle, incomplete. And Ron C. was laying in ambush for Carter, was he not?
He was like a shark waiting for the swimmers to come out, and Carter cut right in front of him, and Ron hit him right in the hip. If he catches that football, Ron C. just cuts him in half.
Without a doubt. 3rd down, 9 for Gallatin. 32 hundredths of a second. A half a second to play, and Brooks is back to throw. Looks, fires over the middle, and the receiver slips, as did C, and the ball is underthrown at the 36-yard line, and it'll bring up 4th down Gallatin. And the Blue Devils definitely don't need to let anything happen here. They're in kind of a prevent defense. They're letting them come open across the middle, and C is just kind of playing the sharpshooter there and laying in wait for whoever catches it.
Block punt would be great right now.
Oh, John, that'd be tremendous. 28.3 seconds to play. What if they snapped it over his head? Gallatin's going to take a timeout to make sure they've got tight punt in the game. We'll take a quick 30-second break, and we'll be back. It's 21-7 Lebanon.
Thanks a lot for those updates. Not a lot of surprise there. Big surprise here in Gallatin tonight if you saw how these Blue Devils are playing football here in the first half. Gallatin in punt formation. He will stand at his own 3-yard line, and Tressler deep for Lebanon at the 50. Here is a snap, a good one. Lebanon with a rush, and Gannon almost gets it, but he didn't, and it'll hit at the 45, take a Gallatin bounce, cross the 50, down to the Lebanon 46-yard line, and Lebanon will have time for probably one play here in the first half. Blue Devils leading 21-7 in Gallatin.
John, you were right there. Gannon didn't miss blocking that punt by very much.
Oh, about 4 inches, Tommy. He just almost got that one and barely ran into the kicker. And if the kicker had any acting ability in him, it'd still be Gallatin's ball right now.
You're right, John. I thought that was what they were going to throw the flag, but they didn't. Back to throw is Pitt. Pitt looks. Watch. Fires for C. And it goes through Charlie Brooks' hands of Gallatin down at the 20. Overthrew C for about 5 yards. And the half will end at halftime. Blue Devils 21, Gallatin 7. We'll be back in 2 minutes here on the Blue Devil Network. We're at halftime here at Gallatin with the Blue Devils leading 21-7. And our fine sponsors for this telecast is Fakes and Hooker, First Bank and Trust, First Insurance Group, First United Methodist Church, J.R. Hobbs Realty, Kel Lester Cash and Carry, Lebanon Cablevision, Permapipe Division, Midwestco, Piggly Wiggly, Rochelle, McCullough and Alls, Square One Express and the Hallmark Drive-Thru, TRW, and Women's Health Center. And we will be back in a moment.
Need scoring late. But Gallatin, let's see here. Gallatin will receive the football. Kyle Zachary will kick it off for the Blue Devils. And if this game turns out the way it started, we may not be looking for that number 12 of his. We may just let him stay in 80 for the rest